This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, guys. So let us start the today's session. So as I have already told you, in the last classes, we have just seen the basic introduction points and the prerequisites which everyone needs to know. I mean, like how do we download, how do we install, how do we get the license, how do we create a project. So these are the basic prerequisite things that we have discussed in the earlier classes. Now from today, after our basic prerequisites are done, now it is time to start discussing the actual concepts in TOSCA and from where we are going to start and why we are going to start with this. So all these things we will be seeing that in the today's class. So now I will be just opening the TOSCA commander in my machine. So this is the TOSCA commander homepage which looks like this. So I'm just going to my project which I have created. So batch 14 November December is the project which I have created. I'm just trying to open the project which I have created. So let me open that. So now my project is getting opened. So by the meantime, project gets open, I'll try to go to our thing and what is this new text document? Yeah, fine. So let me navigate back to my project. I think the project is yet to open. Now, what are we discussing today? So, how do we automate? The main intention of these sessions and what are we learning is to learn the automation testing with a tool called TOSCA. So how are we going to do that? And what is the application that we are using? Right? You have an application called TOSCA to automate. But in also addition to that, you should also have the application to automate, right? So what is that we are going to use as an application to automate? And what is this? We will be seeing that in the today's class. So as I have already discussed in the previous class, these are the four important sections in the TOSCA, right? Which covers almost 95% of your daily work in your projects, right? If you know and if you are aware of all the four sections thoroughly, and if you are aware of each and every concept in this, then 95% of your work becomes easy even in the real time. So my way of teaching also basically deals with how do we like, even if I say now you will be in a confused state. But once if you complete 20-25 classes, I will show you how the actual project looks like. Means what the project I have automated, I will show you. So whatever I'm explaining you, all the concepts thoroughly, so it looks the same way that how I have worked in the real time. So if you learn this very thoroughly, I mean the best practices, the naming standards, naming conventions, whatever exactly I'm saying, try to replicate the same thing. Most of the companies will follow the same best practices and standard methods. So it becomes easy for you when you start working in a company in a real time. So now there are four different sections as we knew, and from which section we are going to start learning today. So for that, the modules is the section from where we are going to start our automation. We are going to start discussing the concept called modules. So first of all, what is modules? Why we need to start with modules? How do we create a module? So all these things we will see in our today's class. I will go very slowly because this is the first concept that you are trying to learn. I just want you guys to be very attentive so that you can listen and grab it very carefully, right? So as I told you, we are going to learn the concept called modules. So one second. Let me increase the font size for your convenience. Yeah. So modules. First of all, what is a module? So I am going to say that I am going to start automation with the modules. I could say that modules is the first point, or else modules is the starting point for anyone to start doing their automation. So, if I say that modules is the starting point, I should also know about the definition of a module. So, what is the definition of a module? Module is a group or collection of attributes. So do not worry, you are hearing this word attributes for the first time. Basically, attributes are nothing but controls, or you can say object or elements, whatever it may be. So it is up to your convenience, whatever the terminology you want to speak, you can say. Module is a group or a collection of attributes which contains the technical information present in the application. So this is a simple definition of a module. So what is a module? Module is a group or a collection of attributes. So what are attributes? Attribute might be a control or an object or an element which are present in the application. So by creating a module, I am going to grab or collect the technical information of the objects or technical information of the attributes which are present in the application. So now you might get a doubt that, Madhav, why do we need to create a module? So first of all, you have understood what is a module. Now, why do I need to create a module? It's a simple thing. In the demo session, I have told you this TOSCA automation tool is doesn't require any coding language or any scripting language. Then you will get the point. If I don't write any coding, if I do not write any scripting, then how will I do automation? I can do auto. I just need to have something to do the automation, right? If you also remember the architecture which I have told you, see, my models of the application will be created. Model or module of the application will be created instead of scripts. Means instead of writing the scripts and any coding language, I am just only going to create a model of the application. You can also call the model of the application as modules. So what is a model here means how the application will be reacting in the runtime. Means the runtime behavior of the application is called as a model. Means how the application will react. For example, you have an Amazon application. How the application will react? If you open the URL, it will open. If you click on register, it will click on the register. Means capturing the runtime behavior of the application is called as a model or a module. So why do we need to create that? Means because we are not writing any scripting or coding. Then you need to have something to start the automation, right? So you are going to capture the application in the form of a modules. This is the reason why we need to start working with modules, because without having the information of the application, how do you automate? Correct, right? If someone has given you the, someone has asked you to visit some address, without giving the address you can't visit that place. So you need to have some information about that particular thing. So if I want to also automate an application, I need to have an information about the controls which are present in the application, that I'm going to create them as a modules. So this is the reason why we are going to work on modules. Now, actually why I'm telling this point is for each and every concept, whatever the concept might be, it is not relevant to TOSCA or whatever the concept, any concept which you might face in the real time, whatever it might be. So just try to cross question yourself with three questions. What is this? Why do you need to use this? And how do you need to use this? Right? If you are aware of these 3 points, please trust me. If you know what is this, you will get an idea of this. If you know why do you need to use this, you will know the advantages and disadvantages of it and consequences of it. If you know how do you create that, then the third answer, if you see, then you will have some basic grip and overview of any particular concept, whatever the concept may be. So just try to cross question with these 3 points. Then the particular concept will be understood clearly for you guys. Now we have seen what is a module, why do you need to use module. So then I need to tell you how do I create a module. Before telling you how do I create a module, I said something right in the application. What is the application I have? For that, what I'm going to do is, so I'm just going to use an application which is given by Tricentis itself. So the name of the application is Demo Web Shop. I'm just opening the URL. See, this is the application. You can see here demo web shop sample application by Tricentis. Means Tricentis itself. I mean, Tricentis is the company who has developed this product called TOSCA. We are learning TOSCA. So the name of the company is Tricentis. So Tricentis itself has created one sample application For the people who want to learn TOSCA, they themselves have created one sample application, so they can use this application to learn TOSCA. But here, it doesn't mean that you should not use any other application. You can use any application, whatever you are convenient. So first, let's learn all these things. Then once you are comfortable in automating all these applications, then you can choose any web application of whatever kind you want, like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, whatever web application you want, you can just choose that and you can start automating that, right? Now, this is the sample application. I'm just giving the URL to you also. I'm just copying the URL and I'm just pasting it in the chat box to each and everyone. Please make a note of it. HTTP colon double slash demowebshop.tricentis.com. So this is the URL of the application. Now we are going to use this application. Now in this application, what do we have? It is normal application like Amazon, Flipkart, like e-commerce application, purchasing of your products, adding them to cart, like it's a normal e-commerce or a web application. Now in this, if you see the definition of a module, I told you something, right? Group or collection of attributes means controls, objects, or elements. So now here, the most important point I need to tell you, whenever I'm speaking or talking from the application point of view, this is an application, right? Whenever if I'm talking from application point of view, whatever are these, register is a control, it is an object, it is an element. So I will pronounce or call them as an object, element, or a control, right? So these are the different controls in the application. These are the different objects. These are the different elements, everything. So that's what I've given. You can call them as an object or a control, right? Or an element which are present in the application. So it is up to your convenience. You can call them anything when you are talking from the application point of view. Now you have got the application ready to automate, and you have also got the automation tool ready in order to start automating. Now, what is the first step to do automation? Module. So I need to create a module. So first of all, how do I create a module means this is the module section here, and in this module section, see, this is a module section which I have, and these are the standard modules means which are given by default from Tricentis company when you are creating a project. Now, how do I create a module means, first of all, let me create a folder. So how do I create a folder means, just give a right click. After giving a right click, you can see an option called create folder. I'm just giving this option called create folder. So what is the name that I'm going to give it to my folder as? Demo webshop modules. Why I have given this name is because I'm just trying to create a modules for this demo webshop. So whatever the modules that I am creating, I'm just going to place them under this folder called demo webshop modules. Now, how do I create a module means, just click on this folder where you want to create a module, give a right click. After giving a right click, you can see an option called scan, right? I am saying that, see the definition here. Module is a collection of attributes. How do you collect the attributes means which contains the technical information in the application means, if you want to, can someone please warn me? Yeah. If you want to capture the technical information present in the application, so how do you capture the technical information? By scanning the application, you will be capturing the technical information. Now, how do you scan? By creating a module, you will scan. Just give a right click. There you can see an option called scan, and you can see an option called application. Right click, scan, application. So when I'm clicking that, you can see agent is starting. You can also see one more. See, starting the X scan. Did you heard this word called X scan anywhere? In the demo class, I told you, right? X scan is the tool, inbuilt tool, which is used in order to create the modules. Can you see the heading of the window is also named as X scan. Now, when I opened the X scan window, what TOSCA has done is it tried to display all the windows which are opened in my system. Can you remember here? See here, a notepad is open, Google Chrome is open, a file explorer is open, and this is my desktop. So, whatever the application you want to automate, So Tosca will try to display all the applications which are opened in your system, and it will try to show it to you. Then you can select whatever thing you want and you can start automation. So what is the thing that I want to automate here? Demo web shop. See here, demo web shop is the one which I have selected. I have just clicked on this and I'm clicking on scan. I have just selected the application what I want to scan. Now here, because now I won't get any error. See, now what has happened when I try to scan the application? Now Tosca has identified all the controls which are there in the application. Can you see? Register, login, shopping cart, everything. Whatever you see in the application, can you see here? Register, login, shopping cart, wish list, text box, search, everything. Books, computers, electronics means what Tosca has done is when you started scanning the application, Tosca gathered all the information about the controls which are present in this page. So now it has tried to display in front of it to you. Now it is up to you, whatever control you want to identify, you can just identify them and you can create a module. But here I need to go two steps back and explain you very clearly, because I do this scanning regularly. This page has opened by default. For most of you guys, when you are doing it for the first time, you might not get this page. So please be very careful. What I'm trying to say is, when you are doing it for the first time, you might get an error saying that Tosca automation extension is not present. What is this TOSCA automation extension means? Simple, one thing I'll just tell you. I'll just open TOSCA automation extension for Chrome. Can you see here, guys? So what I'm trying to explain now to you is, I have opened the support portal. Why I have opened the support portal is, basically I have this TOSCA automation extension. Can you see here? This, I'll just try to open. See here, TOSCA automation extension. See, now let me try to tell you now. Okay, because I have done this, I'll try to show you what happens exactly. Now, see, I have gone back to the starting point. That is what I told you. I need to go two steps back. So now I'll try to scan the application. Again, scanning the application. Simple thing. Again, I've gone back, right click, scan the application. Again, the same process. I'm selecting the window, whichever I want, demo web shop, and I'm clicking on scan. Now, can you see the error message? Because when you guys are doing it for the first time, you will get this message. But previously, when I have done this, did I get any error message? No, I did not got any error message, because I have already the TOSCA automation extension installed in my system. But in your system, you will not be having it. So what you need to do, that is what error message is saying. In order to scan or record the Chrome, you need to install the TOSCA automation extension. So now you will get a question, Mother, what is this TOSCA automation extension and why I need to install this? Simple thing. So now you have an application. What is the application? Demo workshop. You have the tool. What is the tool? TOSCA. Means you have an application to automate and you have a tool to automate. Means now you are using this TOSCA automation tool in order to automate the web application. So now how do you connect with that? How do you establish a connection with the application? How do you interact with that? Means there should be some communication method or synchronization method between the two things, right? These are the two different objects. How do they communicate with each other? There should be some communication between those two. In order to establish that connection, you need to have this automation extension for Chrome, right? When you install this communication method, so now the automation tool TOSCA will try to scan the capture the application and it will try to display the controls. Now is it clear? So simple thing. Now you guys were there and I'm just trying to explain the concepts in TOSCA. Now there is a communication method between us, either a WhatsApp group or either a go to meeting. So without these communication methods, do we guys will be able to connect with each other and can talk to each other? No. So in the same way, whatever the communication should happen between the application and the automation tool, that can be done with the help of this automation extension installed. So I'm just clicking on this yes. So absolutely once you click on yes, straight away you will be navigated. Can you see? TOSCA automation extension for Chrome. You guys will be seeing here a message called add to Chrome because I have already added. It is just showing me to remove. See here, this item has been disabled because I just want to show an error message. In order to show you an error message, I disabled myself, which I have done couple of minutes back. So now what you need to do is you need to click on this button, add to Chrome, because you do not have an extension, you need to add it. So let me tell you what I'll do is, okay, I'll remove it. Now see this. Can you see a message called? Yeah, can you see? Now you will be able to see a message called add to Chrome. I'm just clicking on this button add to Chrome. Now see here communication, communicate with cooperating application. I'm just clicking on add extension. See my extension has been added. Can you see TOSCA automation extension for Chrome has been added? You can you can see here. See, this has been added. I'm just pinning it. If I pin it, I would be able to see here. So now what I will be doing now is I'm just closing all these things, not required. Again, I'll close it and I will do it from the start. Now again, see, now I went 2 steps back and I explained you. Just give a right click, scan the application. Now see, now you are going to see what I have done earlier for the first time without any error. You are going to get. Again, I'm selecting the application what I want and I'm clicking on scan. Now see, because this extension is already enabled, so it communicated with the application and it tried to display all the controls which are there in the page. But if you do not have the extension, it will not be able to identify and automate. So the most important thing is you need to install this, add this extension to the Chrome. It just takes only 10 to 15 seconds of your time. This is one point I need to tell you. And the second important point is because I'm doing on a regular basis, this is the common by default page which has got opened in my system. But for most of you guys, this is the page you might see. Now you will ask me a question. When you started practicing it, Madhav, when you have clicked on scanning the application, you are able to see all the controls in the application. Only one click, you are able to see all the controls or objects in the application. But when I started doing that, I am unable to see any control which is present in the application. Then this is the common question you might ask me. Then in order to answer this, you might be in the, because you are doing it for the first time, you will be in the basic version, in the basic view. So do not worry at that point of time. There is nothing to worry and confusion. Just click on this advanced. You have an option called advanced here. As soon as you have clicked on this advanced, can you see? You have come back normally. So for few of you guys, you might get this page. But for a few guys, if you do not get this page, you might be in the basic view. So then please click on advanced view to come back to this page. Now there are many options here in the ribbon bar. This is an XScan window which is used for creating a module. So what is this finish screen? When you completed capturing the module, you can click on this finish. If you click on finish, it will go back. See, now you can see. If you want to scan, again you can scan. See, it is, that's it. Now if you go back, if you want to go back to the basic view, you can just go back to this basic view. If you want to come back to the advanced view, you can come back to the advanced view. Condensed means if you want to minimize it, you can just click on this. Can you see? The XScan window has been automatically minimized. And again, if you want to go back, you can click on this advanced. It's the same thing. If you want to minimize, click on condense. If you want to go back again, click on this advanced. You have come back to the normal position. Now we have seen these three options. Now what are these options again present? So I will tell you what is this highlight selection means. For suppose whatever the control that you are selecting, for suppose this is a register, right? This is a register. Can you see? I have clicked on this register checkbox. If I clicked on this highlight selection, can you see what has happened? Means TOSCA is showing you whatever the control you have selected in the XScan, it is trying to show you and highlight where it is present. I mean, at which place it is present in the application. So sometimes this highlight selection will be very useful for us when we are creating a module. So the basic point is it tries to show you where exactly the control is present in the application. You can also see if I click on this login, can you see it is identifying. If I click on the shopping cart, it is showing where exactly the control is there. Wish list. What is this queue? Sometimes what is you won't be able to identify with the name of a control. The name of a control is queue. What is this queue? If you get a doubt, if you just click on this and highlight selection, can you see? This is a text box actually. The name of the text box they have given it as a queue. So it has highlighted clearly. Search. Can you see it is getting highlighted? And if you want to go back to the normal position, again just disable it. That's it. So this is one of the options which we need to know. And then select on screen means if you want to identify any controls which are present on the screen, you can use this select on screen method. I will try to show you. And next, I will try to show you immediately in next 5 minutes. Then keep this drop down identify by for some time because we are going to discuss them in the next 2 3 classes. Please do not be confused, guys. Today itself, I'm not going to close these modules. Minimum, I need 3 to 4 classes to complete this modules section. So today, it is just only the basic view to help you understand what is module, why is module to be created, how do you need to create, how the user interface looks like. I just want you guys to be feeling comfortable and aware of this user interface. Then tomorrow I will go with the normal flow. Can you see here? This is identify way. There are various methods to identify the, I mean to scan the objects. So I'll tell you slowly one after the other. Now after this we have this filter. Filter items means, can you see if it is at the normal position, the minimal position, you will not be able to see any controls. Sometimes even you can also ask me a question. Madhav, I have tried to scan the application, but I am unable to see any control. Even I'm not in the basic view. You will say that even I'm not in the basic view, I clicked on this advanced view, but I am not able to see any controls. What might have happened? The simple thing is the filtered items are set to the minimal. So just come to a normal position here. Now, this is the default thing. Now you will be able to see all this. Now, if you continuously expand this, what will happen? It will try to show you the inner elements as well of the particular control. Can you see? See here. These are all the inner elements which are not needed for us. You can see. You can see here. UL, LI, camera photo, LI, cell phones. Now you can ask me, Mata, what are these? We are not able to understand. See guys, do not confuse, and this is also not needed for us because we are not learning an HTML. So you know, right, HTML scripting, CSS and web developers. So they will be developing these applications with the help of this HTML scripting and CSS, I mean cascading style sheets. They are not required for us, but I'm showing you if you want to extend the filter and if you want to find out the inner elements also, means what is the parent control, what is the child control, if you want to find out also, you can just expand the filter to the maximum extent and you can find that, right? Then you can ask me a question from where all these things happen. Simple thing. I'll just show you. I'm going back to the application. I'm just giving a right click, view page source. You can also see the code of the application. See, that's what I told you. It's a doc type HTML, means it is an HTML scripting which the developers has used to write or develop this application. You can see here, whatever you have seen, li, li, ul, div, a, href, whatever you have seen there, everything is been developed here. You can see this is the scripting, this is the code of the application. You can see. Can you see here? This is what the code of the application looks like. So whatever the terminologies that the application contains, the TOSCA access can also will be trying to display each and every minute detail clearly. So these filtered items will be used if you want to expand your filter, if you want to find out any inner elements or parent or child controls, right? Then the next option, you have an option called filter. If you want to find what is the control, you can just, what are the different type of controls? See here you have a button, images, label, text boxes, link, radio buttons. Means what are these basically? This is a link, right? This is a text box, this is a button, this is a radio button, check boxes, text boxes, all these things will be, I mean, an application contains all these different type of controls, all these different kind of objects or elements. So whatever the object or element that you want to identify, that you can also filter here and you want to just see, right? And search, if you want to search any particular control, means see there are many controls displayed, right? And if you want to identify one particular control, you can click on this search and you can type it. For example, if you want to identify books, see, when I started typing books, it is showing you how many occurrences are there. This is the place where it has got books, this is the place where we have got books. We'll see we have one more book, we have got Facebook. So like that, there are four occurrences for the search which I have done. So based upon this, if you want to identify or search any control, you can use this option. Now, simple thing. What is this content preview? Content preview means what is present in the backend of this control. Means for suppose I have selected the register. After selecting the register, if I click on show content preview, can you see? This is the link actually backend which is present if you click on this register. Simple thing. Now you are able to see only the control called register, means in front of you. You are able to see only register. But when you click on this register, you might be navigating to some place, right? What is that place is what TOSCA is showing you. Means if you also want to see what is the actual content which is present behind the control, at the back end of the control, you can search by clicking on this show content preview and you will be able to see what is the content present behind the application. Right, this is the actual link, http demowebshop.tricentis.com/register. Right, this is the content. Now you have got another two options called select application and close. Means once you complete it, you can select new application. Means you will be navigating back to the home page. Means the starting page, right? Again, you can click on scan. You will be, I just clicked on no. Again, I will be navigating back to the same thing. So close means it's a simple thing, right? If you want to close it, you can just click on this close button and you have an option to save here. Whatever you have identified, you can save it here, or else after that you can close it from here, or you can close it from here. These are the different options which are available in the XScan window, and this is how your XScan window looks like. So is this understood for everyone till now?
Yes, sir.
What about others?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
okay, fine. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good, thank you. Okay, now once this is clear for everyone, now I will try to show you how to create a module. Till now we have not created any module. I have just tried to show you what are the options that will be present to create a module, right? Now I'll create a module. So what I'll do is, as I told you, I'll tell you this option in next couple of minutes. Let's select on screen. Why this I need to use select on screen is, if you want to select any controls, whatever you want to identify in the application, you can use the select on screen. Or else if you are able to see them in front of you, register, login, shopping cart, you can select here as well. Means you can select here as well. This is one way of doing. If you want to identify or select any control, if that is visible to you, you can just directly click on these check boxes. If it is not visible, or if you want to identify very clearly, you just also can click on the select on screen, right? And you can identify them from the screen. But please be very attentive, guys. When you are trying to identify any control on screen, please arrange your X scan window. For example, if I want to identify this books, computers, and electronics, and if I close, means if I keep my X scan window on top of this, if I click select on screen, am I able to see any control here? It no, right? So the simple thing is, whatever the control you are planning to automate, just arrange your XScan window so that you can see that. For suppose if I want to identify these four controls, so I need to be able to see them. If I keep my window here, if I want to identify them on screen, am I able to see them on screen? No, they are not visible to me. When they are visible to me, here. So I'm placing my access scan window, adjusting it according to my convenience and situation, and I'm clicking on select on screen. What are the controls you want to identify? I want to select this register. Can you see? It is identifying the register, highlighting it. I want this register. I want this login. I want this shopping cart. I want this wish list. I want this text box, right? I want this text box. I want this search button. Means I have, now can you see, once you have completed identification, please do not forget to disable again this select on screen. Are you understanding my point? You have clicked on select on screen and you have identified all these controls. How many controls? One, two, three, four, five, and six. Totally, you have identified this six controls. After identifying, again, it is your duty to disable this. And one more important note that everyone needs to remember. See, without this is enabled, means it is highlighted, right? If you forget disabling it and try to go, see, still the select on screen is active, means it is continuously identifying the elements. Then your system will be stuck. You can't close this XScan window. Then you need to close TOSCA forcefully. Then again you need to open and do it from the starting, right? So the important point is, everyone, do not forget, please disable this once we complete identification. So I'm just disabling this. Now see, wherever the mouse I want to go, I can go here. Wherever I want, I can go there. Whatever I want, I can do. Correct? So it is that simple as such. So what I'm trying to do now is, I just disable and I have identified all these controls, whatever I want. I'm clicking on the save button at the top left corner. Can you see at the bottom, module saved successfully? Means a module has been automatically created and saved successfully. So now we can just close. As I told you, you can just close either from this close button or from this cross button. It is up to your convenience. I'm just closing it from the here. Now see what has happened. A module will be created in the application. Can you see? A new module has been created with a name called Demo Web Shop. First of all, you can ask me a question. Madhav, how come the name of the module has come as a demo workshop means this is the application you have identified, right? Can you see what is the title of the application? Title. Can you see here? Demo workshop. So whenever you create a module, automatically TOSCA will take the title of the application as the name of the module. That is why my name of the module is shown as demo web shop, because my title of the application is given as demo web shop. So my name of the module is by defaultly taken. If you want to change it, you can change it. Whatever you want, you can change it. See, it is up to your convenience. But by default, whatever the title of the application is present, TOSCA will use that as to select the, the name of the module. Now here, this is the module which you have created. Now see the justification of the definition. Till now what I have explained is only about the justification. I want to prove the definition. What is the definition? Module is a group or collection of attributes. These attributes can also be called as controls object elements, but please be very careful. When I am talking from application point of view, I will call them as controls. When I am talking from module point of view, I will call them as attributes. Now see, group or collection of attributes. This is my module, correct? Which I have created. This is a module. Module is a group or collection of different attributes. These are the different attributes, right? Attributes means these are the controls, right, which you have seen in the application. And what does it contains? Which contains the technical information. So where is the technical information? Means here to your right hand side you have a arrow symbol. Just open this. These are the properties, means the technical properties, means for each and every control, these are the technical properties which have been captured by us by creating a module, right? Is the justification of the definition of module understood? Module is a group or collection of attributes which contains the technical information. Please do not worry. Again, we need to discuss more about the technical information. The next 1 or 2 days, we will be talking more on the technical information only, right? But for now, is it clear for everyone about what is a module? Why do we need to create a module, and why the module has become the starting point? How do we create that? How the user interface of the module looks like? How do I create one sample module? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sister.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Clear.
Any doubts in this?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay,
No.
good. Fantastic. Super. Then. So what I will do is I will stop the session here for today. So today we have only concentrated on the basic of a module. So do not worry. Just I will just try to create one sample module. The next 3 days we are going to discuss more on modules only. Next 2 or 3 days, right? So daily we will be creating multiple modules. Throughout the session, we will be creating a modules. Without a modules, you can't automate anything. So modules is as much important as such. So if you are comfortable with modules, almost your 30 to 40% of your automation is becomes easy. So please concentrate on this. I'll go very slowly until and unless you guys understood, I will not close the concept. So whatever the doubts, you might come across with the doubts after your practice as well. So I'm just going to stop the recording now.